Okay, so we're going to start our 1 hour Vinyasa flow class on our backs. So make your way onto your backs. And you can start either in Shavasana with your legs extended out, or I would recommend, if it feels okay in your body, to start in Supta Baddha Konasana, bottoms of the feet together, knees apart. So find a comfortable position for yourself. And either have your arms at your sides, palms up, or place your right hand on your belly and your left hand on your heart. And then just close your eyes. And then from there, take a long, slow, full inhale through the nose, fill up with breath. Keep filling, filling, filling. And then open your mouth and just sigh it out. Ha, and keep exhaling, keep exhaling, keep exhaling, letting it all go. And then slowly begin to sip in that breath through your nose. As you're breathing in fully, notice your right hand rising up with the inhalation. Then the breath comes to the left hand. And then a slow exhale, maybe through the nose, or you can still breathe out the mouth. So you're going to continue with that nice, slow, deep breath. And while you're focusing on your breath, I'm going to have you set a mantra for yourself for your practice today. There's a Sanskrit mantra, Soham, and that means I am that. And so I want you to kind of fill in the blank of I am whatever it is to you. I am happy, I am joyous, I am calm, relaxed, whatever it is that you're needing more of in your life, something positive, something that will positively impact your day, your practice, off your mat today. And then all you're going to do is think about that. Bring your mind to that. I am whatever it is. So my quote for you today is, train your mind to see the good in everything. Positivity is a choice. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So fill your mind, fill your thoughts with positivity. I am. We're going to come back to that throughout our practice today. Take a couple more deep breaths. And then together, one more full inhale through the nose, fill up. Can you breathe in a little bit more? Make that belly really rise. And then open the mouth, sigh it out. Ha, just fully dissolve into your body, onto the mats. And then go ahead and open your eyes. We're going to draw your knees into the chest. One hand on each knee. Take your knees wide and just kind of gently massage your low back. Not a happy baby, you're just hanging on to the knees. And then let both of your knees fall over to the right. Extend your left arm and look over that shoulder. So if you want a little more feeling in the low back, place your right hand on the left knee and just kind of gently press down. You should feel a deeper stretch in that low back. And then switch it up the other way. Knees go left. Look over your right extended arm and gently press on your right knee. A couple more deep breaths here. And then come on back to center. And I'm going to have you grab, I forgot to mention, grab one of your blocks, have one nearby. So whether you have blocks or you've got a paper towel roll, you're going to have one of these and place it between your upper thighs. And I want you to squeeze the block and then lift your feet off the floor. So 2 90-degree angles, and your block is in between your upper thighs. Take your hands behind your head. We're going to start with just a little bit of core work. So lift your shoulders off the mat. Keep your elbows wide. Take an inhale from here. As you exhale, lift a little higher and then release it. And then you're going to bring your right elbow to your left knee. 2 little lifts right here. And then come back to center. Lift up once toward the center, exhaling as you lift. Inhale as you lower. Left elbow to the right knee. 2 times, 2 little presses. Release in the center. Lift up in the center. Exhale to lower. And then just continue that. 2 times to the left knee with that right elbow. Come back to center. Lift and exhale. Inhale, lower. Left elbow, right knee, 2 little pulses. Back to center. Do that a couple more times on your own. Try to keep the elbows wide the whole time. Always exhaling as you lift, inhaling as you lower. Next time you get in the center, we're going to stay there, lifting those shoulders off the mat. When you get there, you're going to reach your arms forward towards your feet. Little pulses right here for 8. If you need neck support, take one hand behind the head. 4 more. 3, 2. Can you hold it up at the top for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it. You can remove the block from beneath you or between your legs. Take your legs out, arms overhead. You're going to hook your thumbs overhead and really reach the arms to the back of your mat and flex your feet, pressing the backs of your thighs into the floor. From there, take a big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And then draw your knees back into your chest. We're going to rock and roll a few times. So give yourself that nice massage on the low back. We're going to meet in a standing forward fold. So you can try to do that without hands if that works for you. Or use your hands. And then just allow your head to dangle down toward the floor. Let it be heavy. I'd recommend bending your knees here, allowing your hamstrings to wake up and warm up. So you can have hands on the floor, or maybe you grab your blocks here to raise the floor to you and let your head hang down. We're going to walk our hands over to the left side of your foot. So you might need to grab your shin or ankle if your hands don't meet the floor. And then go to the other side. Your head is still relaxing down. Maybe shake it out. Yes and no. Come on back to center. Place your hands on your shins. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold, Uttanasana. Do that again. Inhale, look forward, lengthen, elongate the spine. Exhale and fold. Take your arms out like airplane wings. Bend the knees a little, and then inhale, rise to standing. Reach your arms up overhead, and as you exhale, draw your hands at your heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, slowly swan dive forward. Keep your heart leading you forward. Inhale, look forward, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, let's plant your hands and step back to plank pose, and just pause here in your plank. So your fingers are spread, you're pressing down into the floor. Take a look at your wrist creases. Make sure they're facing forward, not to the sides. And then walk your feet back as much as you can and send your heels to the back of your mat. Feel your quadriceps fire up. Take one more breath here. As you exhale, you're looking forward, bend your elbows, slowly lower all the way down to your belly. When you get there, untuck your toes, line your hands up with your chest and hug your elbows in, and then inhale, lift up for cobra. Exhale, lower. Do that 2 more times with your breath. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, lower. 1 more time, make this feel good in that low back. Exhale, lower. We're gonna make our way to down dog. So you can tuck your toes and go right there. You can come to hands and knees, or you can press up to plank and then make your way back to down dog. So I like to walk my feet in a little bit. I need a shorter stance for my down dog, so adjust as you need to. Shake your head out, yes and no. Fingers are still spread. Lots of energy in your index finger and your thumb. And then let's bend the right knee a lot. Let your left heel sink to the floor. And switch that up. You can walk it out at your own pace. Take that dog for a walk. I see my dog napping on the floor. He is not moving. Couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, make your way to plank again. Come forward. Exhale, slowly lower chaturanga. Untuck those toes. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower. Make your way to downward facing dog. 3 breaths this time. Feel free to walk your dog or just find stillness. 1 more breath. Look forward. We're going to walk your feet to the top of your mat. When you get there, inhale, look forward, and exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up with your breath. Reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to your heart, close the eyes. Come back to that I am statement. Say it to yourself 2 times. You can actually say it or just say it quietly. 1 more breath. On your next inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank and lower slow with your exhalation. Your full exhale brings you down. Your inhale, burst your heart open. Cobra or maybe upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. You can add in the chaturanga push-up if you want it, or just go right to downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. One more breath. Look forward, walk or softly float your feet to the top. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up with the breath. Reach those arms up overhead. Your left hand is going to grab your right wrist and give it a pull to the left. So you're trying to roll the right shoulder open, press into the outer edge of your right foot. Maybe gaze up if that's okay on your neck. Otherwise, just look forward at the screen. 1 more breath. Inhale, back to center. Switch the grip. Inhale, get long. And then exhale, take it to the other side. Pressing in the outer edge of your left foot, rolling that left shoulder open. Breathing into the side body. On your next inhale, come back to center. Inhale, both arms reach up. As you exhale, we're going to sit down in chair pose. So you might want to bring your feet a little closer. Scoop that tailbone under. And I like to take the pinkies and from being forward, you're going to turn them in, and that will soften the shoulders right at the top of the neck. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, just sweep your arms back, chest to thighs, reach back. Inhale, come up, just the upper body. Legs stay as they are. Exhale, sweep back. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep back. 1 more time. Exhale, sweep back. And then just come to chair. Stay here. And straighten your legs forward. Fold over your thighs. Let that go. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, plant your hands. Step back to plank and lower slow chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart for cobra or upward facing dog. And make your way into downward facing dog. Big step forward with your right foot. So we're in a runner's lunge. So your knee is over your ankle. You're going to toe heel your right foot once or twice to the right, and then spin your left foot flat. We're setting up slowly for warrior 1. So look back at your left toes. They should be forward about 30 degrees. Your right knee is over the ankle. I want you to hug the right hip in. Make sure it's not dumping out to the right. Hug it toward the back of your mat, and then rise up when you're ready, warrior 1. Think about taking your hips toward the front of your yoga mat. Right hip draws back, left hip forward. Sink into that right knee. Maybe gaze up between your palms. 2 more breaths right here. As you exhale, bring your hands down, step back to plank. You can float your right leg if you like, and take a vinyasa. Pausing in down dog when you get there. Take another breath here. At the bottom of your exhale, your left foot steps forward. Your right foot spins flat. So we're going to toe heel now your left foot to the left a little bit. Look back at your right foot. Toes are slightly forward. And when you're ready, rise up. Left hip draws back, right hip forward. Shoulders soften. Check in with the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw. Maybe close your eyes if you want. Can you slide the shoulders down the back a little bit? Hug those lower ribs in. Draw that left hip back. 1 more full breath. At the bottom of your exhale, hands will come down. Step back. Take your vinyasa. Pausing in down dog when you get there. Deep breaths here. One more breath. At the bottom of your exhale, walk or float your feet to the top. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees a lot. Find chair pose. Arms reach up. And then stand up, reach back on a nice back bend and just circle your arms. Come back to Tadasana. We're gonna flow through that one time Surya Namaskara B. Inhale into chair pose, drop those hips. Exhale, just sweep your arms back, chest to thighs. One more time, just like that. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, back to chair. This time, straighten your legs and fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, look forward. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower through your vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog. At the bottom of your next exhale, step your right foot forward. Spin the left foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. One breath this time. As you exhale, hands come down, step back and lower chaturanga. Keep that core engaged. Inhale, lift your heart for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Big inhale. As you're exhaling, left foot steps forward, right foot spins flat. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down, step back and lower through your vinyasa. Go at your pace. Don't feel rushed. Don't feel like you have to stay with my words. Pause and down dog. We're gonna do that one more time on each side. At the bottom of your next exhale, right foot steps forward, left foot spins flat. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands come down. Step back through your vinyasa. One more time on the other side. Go on your own. Stay connected with your breath. We're gonna pause in down dog or child's pose. Child's pose would be big toes together, knees apart, hips go back. So find somewhere to rest and breathe and connect back with that mantra, I am Soham. So if you're in child's pose, feel free to stay longer. Otherwise, meet us in down dog. We're gonna take a wide down dog. So take your feet to the edges of your mat. Press into your palms and just notice how nice that feels on the back. So walk your hands a little closer. Make your down dog shorter. We're gonna root down in your left hand. This right arm's gonna come across and grab whatever you can reach. You're going for the ankle, but maybe today you grab your thigh or your calf and you're gonna pull yourself through. Keep your hips square. This should feel really nice in the low back. One more breath here. And then just switch it up. Right hand down, left arm comes across and pull your body through. Breathe fully. One more breath. Come on back to center. Make your way to your down dog. Customize it to how it feels in your body. It might feel better to always take a wide down dog. So we're gonna take your right foot up to the sky, down dog split. Bring your right knee to your right tricep. You're gonna hold it here, 4 breaths. Just hold, you're in plank. That right knee is trying to touch the right tricep. 2 more breaths. Inhale, send the leg up, down dog split. Now we're gonna bring the right knee to the left tricep. So you're back in that plank, shoulders over your wrists. Try to lift that knee toward the left tricep. 2 more breaths. From here, you're gonna take your right foot to your left thigh and open into Vashisthasana. Maybe this option doesn't work for you and you wanna modify. So you bring your left knee down and right leg touches to the mat. So find a Vashisthasana that works for you. One more breath. And then bring your right hand down. Your right foot's gonna step forward. We're in a lunge. So if your lunge doesn't happen as gracefully as you like, hang on to your foot and just move it forward. Spin your left foot flat. We're coming back to that warrior one we just did in the warm-up. When you're ready, rise on up. Sink into that right knee, draw the right hip back, left hip forward. Take an inhale here, reach up. As you exhale, sweep back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep back. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, rise. Stay here this time. Hands behind your back. So we're gonna lace the fingers. Let your hands slide down your left thigh as you open your heart up to the sky. You're sinking forward in your right knee. Getting ready for humble warrior. Come forward, long spine. When you can't go any further, then drop your head down, reach your arms overhead, drop your right hip back. So where should your gaze be right now? Probably at your left foot. Look back at your left foot. Maybe even look at your right hip. Notice if it's jetting out to the right and try to hug it back in line with your left foot. Can you reach your arms a little more over your head? 2 more breaths, that's it. Release your hands down. Come onto the ball of your left foot, step your right foot back and take a vinyasa. Now your vinyasas, if you want to skip them, you should be warmed up by now that you could skip them. If you want to add in chaturanga push-ups and add more, you're always welcome to do that as well. On your next inhale, left leg goes up to the sky. As you exhale, left knee, left tricep, come forward to plank. Modification would be drop your right knee here. 2 more breaths right here. And then bring your left knee to the right tricep and hold. Keep pressing the floor away. Engage your core. Lift that left knee a little higher. 1 more breath. Okay, now this is where we spin to the outer edge of the right foot. Your left foot maybe comes into a tree pose, Vashisthasana. You're pressing the floor away from you with your right hand. Imagine somebody's lifting you up from your left hand. Keep pressing into your right foot. 1 more breath. Your left hand's gonna come down to the floor. Your left foot's gonna step forward, set up for warrior one. So if you need to move your foot, go for it. Spin that right foot flat. And when you're ready, rise up warrior one. Shoulders are relaxed. Big inhale here. Exhale, chest to thighs. Sweep your arms back behind you. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep back. 2 more, just like that. We'll meet on your next inhale. Rise up, warrior one. Lace the fingers behind your back the awkward way. So whatever you don't naturally do with your fingers, go there. Sink forward in your left knee first. Hug that left hip in and then let your hands slide down that back thigh. Gaze up. Sink into your left knee and then come forward, long spine. Reach, 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 reach. And then humbly bow forward. Crown of the head is down. Left hip hugging back for the back of your yoga mat. One more breath here. Inhale, go ahead and rise up, warrior one. And as you exhale, release your hands down, step back, take your vinyasa. Meeting in down dog, take your time. Let's take a letting go breath. Big inhale through your nose, fill up so much. Open your mouth, let something go. Ah. Take another breath like that. Breathe in positivity. Let go of negative thoughts. Ah. Inhale your right leg up. Right knee, right tricep, hold. 4 breaths. If you want to take the arm balance, bend your elbows, reach the foot, and send the left leg back. Right knee is going to go across the body. This time, we're either going to take a modified Vashisthasana, or you can float your right leg through, or falling star. So pick an option that feels good for you. Press the floor away from you with your right hand. 1 more breath. Then Vashisthasana. So your left hand's gonna come down. You're gonna spin to the outer edge of your left foot. and place your right foot anywhere you like. I like to take tree, but you can take a different option. And then can you press the floor away from you with your left hand? Reach up with that right hand. One more breath. Look down. Your right hand comes down. Your right foot steps forward. It's a big step forward. So make sure you get there. Spin your left foot flat. Inhale, rise, warrior one. As you begin to exhale, send those arms back, chest to thighs. One more time like that. Inhale, rise up. Lace your fingers behind your back. Let your hands slide down your back thighs. You gaze up and then come forward, humble warrior. Breathe here. From here, I want you to just lift your torso. We're gonna release the lace of the fingers, spin onto the ball of your left foot. We're gonna lift up to warrior three. So you can lift right into it, or maybe you use your blocks and you modify and you hang on to your blocks. So this left hip should be rolled down, your left toes are down to the floor. Your right knee is a little bit bent, protect your knee. So if you're holding onto the block, see if you can lift your hands and take your arms out like wings. We're gonna rise up to standing. Give that left knee a lift, and then find warrior three again. Go slow, 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 like you're in slow motion. Come back to standing one more time. Lift that left knee at the top of the inhale. Come back to warrior three. Slowly, toes flex down, arms out like wings. We're gonna open into half moon pose. So I like to place the block at the diagonal of the right pinky toe. Place the left hand on the hip and open your body. Check in with your left leg. It should be super active, toes are flexed. Left arm goes up to the sky. If your balance feels good, maybe the gaze lifts up toward that left hand. 2 more breaths here. You're gonna bend your right knee, softly step back. Warrior two. So in warrior two, you want this right foot in line with your left arch. Once you've accomplished that, I want you to sink into this right knee. You're going for a 90-degree angle and you're pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. So both legs are active. Your arms are extended parallel to the floor. Gaze over your right hand. As you sink into your knee, can you press your knee toward the right pinky edge of your foot? I know you can. It's a rhetorical question. So just go for that. Sink a little deeper in your knee. Just check in with your shoulders for a moment. Flip your palms up. What that does is it slides the shoulder blades down your back. So keep that relaxation of your shoulders and flip your palms back over. And then reverse your warrior. Don't change the legs, just the upper body. And then bring that forearm to your thigh, Parsva Konasana, side angle pose. So now you're going to use this forearm to press your knee open. Give yourself leverage to expand in this whole heart space. Energize your left hand. Come on back to warrior two and just stay here. Allow your right quadricep to sort of marinate in that energy and strength in your body. And then straighten your right leg. Inhale, reverse your triangle, reach up and back. Can you find your right big toe? Press down in it in the mat, like there's a button. Press that button. And then come on up, keep reaching through the arms, pressing that right toe down in the button, and then right hand down, left arm up. Keep your feet active. And then you decide, what do I want to do with this top arm? You can send it over your ear. You can take a half wrap behind you. You can keep the arm up to the sky. For you core junkies, you know you always have this option to float your right arm. One more breath. If you're wrapped, please reach your left arm back up to the sky. We're gonna come back to warrior two. Sink into your knee. Inhale, reverse again. Side angle pose again, maybe a little deeper. So maybe you grab your block, place your hand on the block. Maybe it's a half wrap. Maybe you take a full wrap. If you're going for the full wrap, this right arm's in front, it reaches behind to clasp. But if you look at me right now, this is a very bad demonstration of this pose. If you're going for the wrap, you want to be able to lean back, feel your left shoulder open over your right, and breathe here. If you find you can't get there, either use a strap or just don't go for the wrap today. Put some energy in the outer edge of your left foot, sink a little more in your right knee, and can you feel your left shoulder a little bit more open? One more breath, that's it. Then we'll open the arms, expand, find warrior two. One more breath, and then windmill your hands down so you're in a runner's lunge. So you're on the ball of your left foot, one hand on each side of your right foot. We're gonna step your left foot up to standing split. So the energy's in the right foot, it's not moving. Your left leg is going up. Now you can decide here, hands can be on the floor, maybe one hand to my right ankle or both hands. Maybe I'm gonna take some handstand hops. Do what works for you. 2 more breaths here. And then we're gonna slowly rise up. So your options, you can let your left foot come down right now and rise up, or you can slowly float all the way up and then your left foot comes down. We find mountain pose. Arms at the sides, close the eyes and just feel. I am, say that statement again to yourself. Fill yourself with positivity. Open the eyes, check out your feet. They should be facing the front of your mat. We're gonna be setting up for chair pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky. So we're gonna imagine you're like an elevator. As you exhale, sit down, sliding down the elevator. Inhale, stand back up, arms stay up. Exhale, sit down, Utkatasana. Weight is in the heels, 2 more. Maybe lift your toes off the mat. Make sure you're shifting the weight back. Sit back, exhale, lower. 1 more time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit down. Put the weight in your right foot. You're gonna straighten the right leg and lift that left knee. Find your balance here. We're gonna find warrior 3. So bring your hands to your heart. Send that left leg back. We've been here before. We're gonna step back this time to crescent pose. Land on the ball of your left foot. Inhale, rise up. So if you want to take this down a notch, come to crescent B and just drop your left knee to the floor. So stay here, a couple breaths. We're gonna bring the hands to the heart. Come forward. Take that left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Suck your belly in. Really draw the navel to the spine as you press your right palm down in your left. 2 more breaths here. There's an arm balance here if you want to take it. You can wrap here if you want. 1 more full breath. Keep it long and slow. Do not rush out of this. Slowly, just release your hands down. Both hands on the floor. Send your right leg up. Down dog split. Should feel good. Shake that leg out. Bend the knee, stack the hip, or maybe you flip your dog. Bringing that right foot down. Sending those hips up to the sky. Breathe here. Should feel so good. We're gonna meet in down dog. If you'd like to take a vinyasa between sides, I always equate a vinyasa to like a sorbet between meals. It kind of cleanses the palate. So if you like to do that, I know I do. Just kind of clears the energy out. And when you make your way to down dog, take a couple of deep, noisy breaths. Big inhale through the nose. Let some air out the mouth and some heat. 2 more breaths. Exhale. On your inhale, come back to your mantra. Say it to yourself. Let go of any negative thoughts. On your next inhale, left leg reaches to the back. As you exhale, step your foot forward. Oh, I lied. Send your left leg back up. I can't cheat you. Left knee to your left tricep. Hold 4 breaths, or you can bend the elbows and again, take that arm balance. 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then you're gonna bring the left knee to the right tricep. So again, your options here, you can drop the left shin, take a modified Vashisthasana, send the leg through or float it. Do what feels right. Think about your right hip lifting. One more breath. Now right hand down, left foot is going to come to the inner thigh of your right as you spin to the outer edge of your right foot and find your Vashisthasana. You can take a different variation. You can always drop your right knee to the floor if your balance is off. One more breath for me. Can you lift a little higher in the hips? So nice. Left hand down, left foot steps forward. Get that foot where you want it for your warrior one. Spin your right foot flat. And when you're ready, rise up, warrior one. And with your exhale, just sink down. Draw the left hip back. Feel this warrior one. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chest to thighs, sweep back behind you. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sweep back. Inhale, rise. Lace your fingers behind your back, the awkward way. Sink into your left knee and then hands slide down your back thigh. Gaze up. Come forward, long spine. Humbly bow. Draw your left hip back and breathe here. You're still sinking into that left knee. One more breath. We're going to bring your torso parallel to the floor. Spin onto the ball of your right foot. We're going to lift into warrior three. So you might know I'm not going to lace my fingers anymore, or I am going to keep them here. Maybe I'm going for blocks and I'm going to lift up from there. So do what works for you, but look at your left foot. It should be straight forward. 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to put the energy in the left foot and slowly rise up. Can you lift that right knee? 1 breath here, and then bend your left knee a little. Slowly transition warrior three, slow. When you're ready, come back up 1 more time. Step back, warrior three. Your hands can be on blocks, but we're going to take the arms out like wings as we transition into half moon. I'm going to switch sides. So left hand is going to come to the outer edge of that pinky toe on your block, and you're peeling this right hip open as you reach that right arm up to the sky. Two more breaths right here. We're going to step back slowly into warrior two. Go gracefully as you take a big step back with that right foot. Check your feet alignment. Left toes face the front of your mat. Left foot in line with the back foot. And then can you dive into that left knee? You're going for that nice 90-degree angle. Arms to the side, soft gaze over your left hand. So see if you can put a little energy in the outer edge of your right foot to activate this back leg for doing some of the work here. Dive a little deeper in the left knee and then keep that nice depth. Inhale, reverse. 1 more breath here, and then left forearm to your thigh, right arm up to the sky. Peel your heart open. Use this forearm to press your thigh away from you. And then do whatever you like with your arms. Couple more breaths. Maybe a half wrap if that feels right for you. And then come on back to warrior two. Stay here and breathe. So this is where we did that little marinating of your quadricep. Let it marinate in something positive, a lake full of positivity, right? Just fill it up with sweetness. 1 more breath. It's gonna feel so good. Now straighten that left leg. Reverse your triangle, reach up and back. 2 straight legs, find that button now under your left big toe. Press down in the button. Come on up. Reach forward, left hand down, right arm up to the sky. Make it feel good and do what feels right in this pose for you. You know the options, half wrap, full wrap, float that left arm underneath if you want. One more breath. Come on back to warrior two. Sink into that knee. You got your little break, so reverse your warrior. Side angle pose again, maybe hand to the block Again, you can place it on the inside or outside of your foot, right arm up, and then find your pose here. Maybe it's a half wrap or a full wrap. Remember, if you're going for that full wrap, you don't want your head in front of your leg like mine is right now. This is what you don't want. What you do want is your head in line with your foot. So when you look down, you should be right over the foot, not in front of it. That right shoulder peels open. Couple more breaths. Should feel good and challenging, but focus your mind. I am that. One more breath. If you're wrapped, go ahead and open the arms. Come on back to warrior two. Stay here, stay here. We're gonna windmill your hands down. You're in that runner's lunge now. One hand on each side of your left foot and you're on the ball of your right foot. When you're ready, we're gonna step it up to standing split. So that right leg is gonna lift, your left foot doesn't move. Reach the right leg up and decide what you wanna do with your balancing. One or both hands might come to your left foot. You might take some handstand hops. You might say, nope, not today, my friend, my balance is not feeling it. That's perfectly fine. Hang onto the floor or box. One more breath, and then we're gonna meet in mountain pose. So you might choose to put your foot on the floor first, or you might look forward, find that long spine, and slowly come all the way up, and then find your mountain pose. So arms are at your sides. Take some deep breaths here. You might feel like a wash over your body, like a blood rush. Just let that energy kind of flow through you. It's all goodness. Just breathe it in, soak it up. And then set your feet up for Utkatasana chair pose. So toes are forward. You can have your big toes touching, heels about a fist width apart maybe, and then sit down. Inhale, you'll reach your arms up like that elevator ride. Exhale, stand right back up. Let's lift the toes. Inhale, sit down, weight is in the heels, arms are up. Exhale, straighten the legs, release the arms. Two more with your breath. We're gonna come back to Utkatasana. Stay here. We're gonna put the energy now in your left foot. Press down in your left foot and lift your right knee. We're gonna find warrior three. We did this before. Hands could be at the heart, anywhere you like. We're gonna reach that right foot back. Toes are down. Find your drishti and step back to crescent pose on the ball of that foot. Arms are gonna reach up. Shoulders, slide them down the back. Just check in with your body for a moment. Is your jaw relaxed? Your gaze should be soft. And then you can choose here if you want to take crescent B, bringing that knee down. And then hands are going to come to the chest. Thumbs are right at your sternum. And then elongate the spine, come forward, right elbow to the outside of that knee as you press away from you. I'm going to go the other direction. So think about the crown of the head reaching forward. Draw your belly button in. And notice when you do that, there's more room to twist. It should feel good on that low back. But notice if you want to back off, let the knee come down. Take the work out of it a little bit. You're still going to get an amazing twist. Let's do two more breaths here. Slowly release your hands to the mat, one at a time. And then your left leg is going to go up. It's going to feel so good. Shake that leg out. Maybe stack your hip or let your foot come down to the mat and flip that dog or wild thing. Both feet are flat on the mat and those hips are lifting. Get that nice arch in the spine. One more breath and then we'll meet in downward facing dog. Just flip back over. If you want that vinyasa, you can take it. Let's take a big inhale through your nose, fill up. Open the mouth, let it go. And then find child's pose. Bring those knees wide, big toes touch, and then send your hips back and allow your forehead to just rest on your block or the floor. Check in with your shoulders, allow them to slide down your back. Let's walk the hands off the left side of your yoga mat, drawing the right hip back a little more and just breathing into your side body. And then take it the other way. Arms go right. Send your left hip back and just breathe into that side body. One more breath here. And bring your arms back to center. We're going to walk your hands back towards your knees. Bring your thighs together and just let your hips come to either side, swinging your legs around in front of you. I'm going to face you guys here. So what you're going to need to have handy is possibly a strap. I know I need a strap. We're going to do a shoulder opener with it. So if you have a strap or a hand towel, a tie, a belt, those will all work. Okay, we're going to start with a double pigeon, which is a hip opener for both sides, but let's all stay on the same leg. So let's have the left shin on the bottom. I'm going to show you different options. Right ankle can be on top of the left knee, and this is our double pigeon shape where you have knees and ankles in line with each other. It's like fire log pose. This might not work for you. You might have a big gap here. Maybe you take your block or your paper towel roll and just kind of put that here between your knee and your ankle. If this doesn't work for you either, then you're going to just find Sukhasana, easy pose, right shin in front. I just want us to all be on the same leg. So find what option works for you and then flex your feet. And just allow your hips to kind of melt down. Now, from here, your right shin is on top. So your strap is going to go in your left hand. And you're going to let the strap just fall behind your back and bend your elbow. And then the right arm is going to reach around and behind. It should feel that strap or towel. And then just walk your hands as close together as you can. Some of you might be able to clasp your fingers, no problem. And then inhale, look up. And as you exhale, fold, but with a long spine. Come forward first. Try to minimize the rounding. And then just fold. If this is discomfort in your neck, you can grab your block to place it under your forehead. Deep breaths here. Come back to your mantra. Let that guide you here. I am, and with your exhale, just let go of any negative thoughts. Most of us like to store stress and tension in the shoulders and the hips. So in this pose where we're addressing both of those areas, maybe your exhale is letting go of some of those things that cause stress in your life. Breathing in the positivity. One more full breath. And then leading with that left elbow, come all the way up. And release your arms. Okay, so your legs, we're going to keep it as it is. I'm going to have you take your right shin and just draw it toward your chest. So you're sitting up tall. There's options you can take here. You can bring your forearms underneath and try that. If that feels pretty good for you, the next place you'd want to go is baby cradle, bringing the foot into the elbow crease and the knee into the other elbow crease. And you lace your fingers. You sit up tall, draw that cradled baby toward your chest, and maybe you rock that baby from side to side. I know for me, I really find a nice little sweet spot over here. I can feel it deep in my outer hip. So if you find that space, kind of simmer there for a little bit. And then come on back to center. We're going to place your foot either into your laced fingers like so, or if that's not an option for you, grab your strap and take it here. So what this looks like from the side view is your leg. I want you to have a straight leg. So if you need to use a strap or towel, please do. If you don't need a strap or towel, then you'll just have your fingers laced around the foot. And you're sitting up tall. And if this feels good for you, your hamstrings need some extra love, just stay here. If you want to go for the outer hip psoas area, either left hand to the outside of your right foot, you're sitting up tall, reach your right arm back, or if you're using your strap, put the straps in your left hand's gonna grab both of them. That frees your right arm to reach back. So find an option that feels good for you, gives you space in your body. One more breath. Come back to center, give that leg a lift, and then release it down, and we're gonna switch sides. So now your right shin is on the ground and the left ankle is on top for double pigeon. So again, if this doesn't work for you, you're gonna have your left shin in front and right foot underneath. Flex both of your feet. Inhale, reach your arms up. If you're taking that shoulder opener, the strap is gonna go in your right hand. Let it fall behind you. Your left arm is gonna reach out to the side and behind. Inhale, lift your heart. And as you exhale, come forward, long, long, long spine. Keep reaching and then fold. Again, feel free to put a block underneath your forehead. Breathe, deep breaths here. Breathe in positive thoughts. I am. Letting go of negative or stale thoughts, stress-inducing thoughts. What's going on in the world? Just focus on the positive. Let's do 2 more deep breaths here. Don't rush it. On your next inhale, allow your right elbow to guide you up. And then release that. So now we're going to take that left shin, lift it up. Now you might feel more space on this side or less space. So just honor how your hip is on this side. Don't force anything. So again, the order here, you can stay where you are, or maybe you wrap the forearms underneath. This foot is flexed. If this feels like you have more space, then bring the foot into the elbow crease, the knee into the elbow crease, and lace those fingers. Sit up tall, draw the foot or the shin toward you, and then maybe rock from side to side, or find that sweet spot and kind of simmer in it. A couple more breaths here. And then we're going to take the foot either into your laced fingers, extending the leg, or you'll grab that strap, place it around your left foot, sitting up tall, shoulders down the back. Leg is straight, so give yourself enough strap so you can have that. And if this feels good, you're going to stay right here. If you want to go for the twist, the right hand would grab either both straps or the outer edge of the foot, and that left arm goes back. Check in with your posture. Sit up nice and tall. Draw the navel in. Reach back to that left arm as you reach forward through the left leg. One more breath. If you're twisted, we're going to come back, grab either the straps or the foot. Give it a lift, and then let that go. So nice. Okay, from here, you're gonna need your block or a paper towel roll, and we're gonna make our way onto our backs. So come to the middle of your mat, hang on to the back sides of your thighs, and just slowly lower down. We're gonna set up for bridge pose, so walk your feet in, press down in the feet, lift your hips up, and draw those thighs toward the midline, like you're squeezing a tennis ball between your thighs. The energy is down in your feet. If you want to take a restorative version, you can grab that block or paper towel roll and just place it underneath you at any height. You still get the beautiful benefits of your back then without the work in the legs. So do what feels right. If you're doing it without a block, please lower slow. If you've got the block underneath, you just stay there and enjoy. And then do that again. Walk your feet towards you a little bit. Press down in the feet. Lift those hips. You're gazing straight up at the sky. Your thighs are drawing toward the midline. And let's lace the fingers underneath the back and walk the shoulders toward each other. So you literally like tuck those shoulder heads under. Press down in the feet. Couple more breaths here. This gives your body a little jolt into the nervous system. Like caffeine-free energy, free caffeine-free energy, no Starbucks needed. Okay, walk those shoulders back out. If you've got the block underneath you, go ahead and remove it, and let's lower slowly on the spine. Grab the knees, gently rock from side to side. And let's find happy baby here. Grab the outer edges of your feet, draw the knees down toward the floor, and just gently rock from side to side. And then bring those legs back together. We're gonna set up for an inversion today. So if you know you wanna take a headstand or a handstand, you can make your way there. I'm gonna guide you guys through a restorative shoulder stand. So if you don't have a block, all you're gonna do is send your legs up to the sky like that. If you have a block, place it underneath your hips. I recommend the middle or low height, and then those legs go straight up. So regardless what you're in, whether it's a headstand, a handstand, a restorative shoulder stand, whatever you're in, all of our legs are the same. Ankles over knees, knees over hips. Close the eyes and just say your mantra to yourself with each inhale. Let go with exhales. One more breath. If you're in the shoulder stand, bring one foot down at a time. If you're in your headstand, take your time coming out of it. Once both feet meet the floor, press into the feet, lift the hips, remove the block, and slowly curl your spine down to the floor. Draw your knees into your chest. Gently rock from side to side. Might feel good to make some circles with those knees, giving your whole low back a nice little massage. And then we're gonna lace the fingers around your right knee. Squeeze the right knee in, let your left leg go long. And then with your left hand, guide your knee across your body, extend your right arm and look over the right shoulder. Couple deep breaths here. To intensify this twist a little bit, press the left hand down on that right knee and nudge your right shoulder into the mat. One more breath. This should feel so good. Come on back to center and we'll just switch it up. Draw the left knee in, hug it in, and then with that right hand, guide it across your body. Look over that extended left arm. Just breathe here. Left shoulder stays connected to the mat. One more full inhale and exhale. And then come on back to center. Squeeze both of your knees in the chest. Take your forearms, try to wrap them on the front of your shin, like you're giving yourself a big hug. Take an inhale, lift your nose towards your knees, big inhale. And then exhale, just let it go into our final pose, Shavasana. I will guide you out of this, so hopefully you can stay. If you can stay longer than when I guide you out, please feel free to do so. So take a moment, kind of tuck your shoulders underneath you. Take your feet wide and just let your feet flop open. Palms are up, arms are extended at your sides. You don't have to have them right next to you. Open up on the floor. Use the space. And then big inhale through your nose, fill up. And an open mouth sigh, Shavasana. We'll be here for a few minutes, so just allow your body to dissolve into the floor. Slowly begin to bring some awareness back to the body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. On your next inhale, just reach your arms over your head onto the floor for one final stretch from the fingertips all the way down to your toes. Take a big inhale here. As you exhale, draw your knees into the chest and just gently rock from side to side. Eventually allowing your knees to fall over to the right. And when you feel ready, taking your time, make your way back up to a comfortable seated position. And when you get there, just close the eyes. Let's bring the hands to the heart center. Go ahead and say that mantra to yourself 2 more times silently. I am. Train your mind to see the good in everything. Positivity is a choice. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. So fill it, my friends, fill it with positivity. Thank you so much for sharing this hour with me. Take a big inhale, joyous inhale through your nose. Fill up with breath. Big letting go sigh out the mouth. Do that one more time. Breathe in all that is good. Exhale any negative thoughts. Let it go. May the sun always shine through your heart, into your smile, and warm your soul. Have a lovely day. Namaste.